Hi there, Taurus. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for December. Now, it's a rare Tauran that doesn't appreciate the good things in life, whether it's very earthy pleasures like good food grown in your own back garden, or it's to do with more luxurious merchandise, good food, calorific goodies. These things are really emphasised as you burst into this new month, partly because of the lunar eclipse which occurred at the end of November, which is really making you much more acutely aware of what you have in terms of your Christmas budget, for sure. But the one thing you mustn't do is compare yourself to anyone else. Because sometimes when we don't have very much material excess, we can actually see life in a different way and gain more from it. Now, not in any way saying that if you're very tight for money, that it's a pleasant experience. It probably isn't. But try to be creative. You can make gifts, make food more from scratch, and you may be surprised that if you end up baking or making your own mince pies, that anyway, they can taste an awful lot better than anything you buy. And there's also, in the first week of this new month, an opposition between the Sun and Jupiter, which means your appreciation of the bigness of the whole event can certainly be very vivid. And if you are going out and having some party time, well, you probably will enjoy it to the full. This can also step up your desire to be intimate with someone, which is great if you're in a very loving relationship where being close is not a problem. But if you're not used to this or you're solo, well, how will this work out? Well, it's true that you could end up in a steamy clinch under the mistletoe with someone on a few occasions this month, because you are going to be emanating a very sensual vibe. And that's part of your character anyway, but it is going to be turned up to max. Now, there is a quarter moon which occurs on the 6th, and it occurs in your sister Earth sign of Virgo. And this is just saying to you that it's important to balance out your hopes and expectations when it comes to what you're looking to achieve this Christmas time, because it's possible you could find yourself getting a little bit jealous if you feel that someone's having a better time of it than you. As I say, try not to compare yourself. And the first part of this month, the first 10 days, do see Mercury in a great location for when it comes to negotiating with other people. Then it moves to join with the Sun, and then on the 13th there is a new moon, also in the same sector as Mercury and the Sun, of course. And this new moon really can see you looking at life, possessions, money in a slightly different way, perhaps even a better way. Now, your ruler Venus is also going to be moving into this location on the 16th, but it does go face to face from the 21st through to Christmas Day, Jupiter. So that desire to splash out again or to get into a more intimate situation is going to be really turned up again. And it can be fascinating to see how you control this, because this can be quite a compulsive energy. But I do think you'll appreciate Uranus ending its backward rotation on the 11th. It's gone on for 5.5 months. And if you have felt at times over the last couple of years on edge, but find it very hard to pinpoint exactly why, well, Uranus is probably part of it. And now it ends this backward rotation, you can let a sigh of relief out. Now, when the Sun moves on the 21st, it moves into an entirely fab location for you. It can help you to start to think a little bit more intellectually about things. You won't be so caught up in the needs of all this compulsive energy that's going to be washing around. And then in the last week of this month, it's going to be going side by side with the Sun. So it wouldn't be a surprise at all if you actually spent New Year's Eve, particularly, in a different location to where you're going to spend Christmas Day. And Christmas Day, I do feel that you're going to need to enjoy the more traditional elements of Christmas. So if there is some pampering and some eating going on, well, it's all going to be grist for your particular seasonal meal. But as this year comes finally to a close, there is a trio of planets that forge an alliance. And with Mars at the top of your horoscope, for the last few days of this year, I do feel that your ambitions will start to come into focus. And with Jupiter emphasizing your everyday finances, and also Uranus about getting in touch with past skills, knowledge, or having brainwaves, could be a time for you to take much more seriously something that you used to do, but applying it in a new and fresher way in 2013, because it could turn out for you fantastically well. It's been a real pleasure being with you, wishing you a very happy Christmas and New Year, and goodbye for now.